Evening peeps, evening. Welcome back to the channel. We are live tonight for round 3 of P1RCs Porsche 911 GT3 RS League. It's going to be a tricky one tonight. We're from Eiger Nordwand, over there in Switzerland. It's a hairpin heavy circuit. It's quite a thin track as well. Might make for some fun times in these rear end heavy Porsches. We'll see how they get on. Hopefully we don't get too many people spinning round, but we'll see how we get on in first race and qualifying and the like, see how people get on. So let's have a look at scores then. Into round 3 then. Mocking Weeks leading the way with 108 points. Obi-Wan in second with 98 points. Ice Chand in third with 84 points. We've got Pav 46 with 77 points in fourth. Fifth place for Pilgrim with 69 points. Or joint fifth, sorry, with Tyre Slayer. Both drivers on 69 points. Captain Pugwash in seventh. He's got 64 points on board, and then Don in 8th with 40 points. 9th is Skippy with 28 points. We've got Bo in 10th with 22 points. Slow Seamus in 11th with 20 points, and everybody else is vacant. We've got spaces available, people. Only 8 drivers in the lobby so far. But let's get ourselves in and have a look. Merch still available, people. T-shirts and stickers. Hit me up, darksmoker@googlemail.com. You know the drill by now. Right, that and that. Let me know it's coming through okay sound-wise. It should be all right. And I'll take it from there. Why is my stream stopped? It's not. Come on, refresh, work. There it is. There it is. It's working. It's working. Okay. So you can see them on the track now. Let's jump in and... there we go, that's what I'm talking about, rear end heavy. So get a look at some of these hairpins. Let's turn some nonsense on for everyone to have a look at. So map up in the top right hand of the screen there, that's showing all the tricky hairpins. It's again a tight circuit, just the 2 lanes to play with. Porsches being quite wide as they are, they're going to find it difficult to go side by side and battle. Quite a short course here as well at Eiger Nordwand. It's pretty much turn 1 down the hill. Big long straight down here, then hard on the brakes in the bottom into the first of the hairpins. Getting that one. Braking early into hairpin 2 then. Straight out of that. Tiny little bit of a short stabby straight. Oh. Rear end lights up with Pilgrim's car into the next hairpin. Not used very often this circuit. Another hairpin. And then a final sprint down towards this last hairpin. Apologies. The start finish line is further around the circuit than I thought. Past the pit entrance, but I shouldn't have to think that the lads are going to have to worry about that tonight. There's pit exit. Start finish line is actually around this next corner. I thought it was on the start finish straight, but it's not. Beautiful views here in Switzerland. Look at the Alps in the background. So let's have a look at some of these liveries. EasyJet still on for that sponsorship, that free flight to Malaga. Mocking Weeks parked up in the caves. Best Water Tech still on board for Obi. Skippy taking some paint and panels off his car in the Castrol Edge livery. Giving me the best of views here. Don in what was this? Did we decide this was like Dragon Ball Z or something like that, wasn't it? He's managed to drug the kids and put them to bed early again, so he has turned up the rotiform livery of Bo. So just 8 drivers in the lobby tonight. Short laps here again. So let's have a look. Where are we? Pilgrim actually on pole position at the minute. A 105.2 on the board for him. Only just quicker than Obi. Getting that Porsche sideways. So they're on the sport softs and the sport mediums. They're not on the racing tyres, so they're not as grippy as everything else. They will have to use a set of mediums at some point throughout the evening. And if they qualify on the mediums, which I don't think anyone will, they have to use that medium tyre for race 1 as well. But they certainly do have to use a set of mediums at some point throughout the night. Perhaps JPS livery. He's now out on track, pressing that Porsche. Sector for him. Oh, up into 6th then, 107.0 on the clock. Skippy in 7th with a 107.1. And Don in 8th currently, a 107.4 on the clock for him, but it's still this man. He's taking his time around those hairpins. Everyone still pressing then. This is final lap of qualifying, so it's now or never. Well, that's it. These boys have already finished. I think Obi-Wan just crossing the line there and sticking in a pole sitting. 105.171 for him. Pilgrim still out on track, so he's got an opportunity to regain that pole. Tyre Slayers parked in the pits. Rocky Weeks still out on track. Might have already crossed the line actually. He has. Has crossed the line. Skippy still pressing. He's on his final lap, sliding that Porsche. Bo's finished and Don has finished. So we just wait for Pilgrim. There he is crossing the line. Stays in 2nd. And who is the other driver? Skippy still pressing. He just comes up to the line now. Stays in 6th himself, so it is going to be Obi on pole then, taking that top spot right at the end. 105.1 for him. Pilgrim 2nd, Tyre Slayer in 3rd, Mocking Weeks in 4th. We've got Pav 46 in 5th, P1 Skippy in 6th, Bo in 7th, and Don in 8th. Right, what's going on with my computer? Why is YouTube running slow? Who knows? There are official results then. Obi-Wan taking that top spot. Pilgrim 2nd, Tyre Slayer 3rd, Mocking 4th, Pav in 5th, Skippy 6th, Bo 7th, and Don in 8th. There it is, race 1 just about to get underway here then. Again, tricky circuit, Eiger. Tight, windy, big wide Porsches. Let's see how they get on in race 1. Quite tightly packed on this thin circuit. Got big long straights before the first of the hairpins. Hopefully we don't see anyone get fired off into a valley somewhere. We are underway then for race... Oh, there's still bouncy Porsches. Race 1 then, kicking off. Holding that inside line down into turn 1. Mocking Weeks trying to drive around the outside of him, low into the hairpins. He's trying to get his nose up the inside of Pilgrim through here. Just keeping Pilgrim pressed out wide a little bit, but they come into these next pair of hairpins. Obi's still leading, Pilgrim 2nd, Mocking 3rd, Tyre Slayer 4th, Pav in 5th. Ooh, Skippy lights the rears up 6th, Dom 7th, Bo in 8th. Again, going to be tricky to overtake here. I think it's going to be mistakes that cost people positions. There you go, Obi just dipping it into the wall there. Pilgrim right on his rear end as we head up past the pits. Again, Obi dips one into the wall. He manages to gather it back up. He's stretching those track limits. It's working for him though. He's pulling a gap out between himself and Pilgrim. Pilgrim goes deep. He smashed it into the wall. Mockin's trying to get past him, but he just can't. Not carrying enough speed around that top corner. Obi then pulled 1.8 second gap between himself and Pilgrim. Mockin filling the mirrors of Pilgrim himself, as is Tyre Slayer and Pav on Mockin. Real close then, top 5. Skippy in 6th. Way back 2.3 seconds. Don 7th. Bo in 8th. Obi then just forcing this Porsche around this circuit, absolutely stomping it around here while he's got the grip on these fresh tyres. 2.1 seconds lead he's got at the minute. You can see just slinging this Porsche into these corners, seems to be working for him. Pulled away from Mockin Weeks. Mockin Weeks then managed to pull a little gap himself between Tyre Slayer and Pav. So on board with Pav then as he looks to try and get past Tyre Slayer down towards this first hairpin. He's going to go for the massive outbraking, try and keep a wing up the inside. Mockin Weeks having a go at Pilgrim. It's all getting a bit tight through here. Mockin Weeks loses out. Slayer having a look at Pilgrim up the inside through that corner, but Pilgrim's going to have the inside through this next one, getting these Porsches absolutely sideways to try and defend. Pilgrim still holding that second, but Tyre Slayer and Pav looking for any way past him at the minute. Mockin Weeks just getting the worst of that little corner at the top there. These two drivers managing to push their way past. There for Tyre Slayer. It seems to be the way to drive these Porsches, but look at the gap up front. Obi-Wan already round that top corner. What is the gap? 4.8 seconds Obi-Wan's got. He's just going to take his time now, really. 3 15-minute races here at Eiger. Reverse grid for race 2. Finishing positions from race 2 is positions for race 3. Pilgrim still holding that second then. Tyre Slayer not found a way past. Pav not found a way past. Mockin Weeks, like I say, just getting shoved out a little bit. Oh, he's got it backwards. He's got it backwards coming out of that hairpin. He's lit the rears up. Oh no, he thought his car was ghosting and he's just collected Bo as well, but look, he has pulled over. So your car does ghost out when you're crashing or when you're sort of rejoining circuit, but obviously Mockin Weeks' car decided it wasn't, and he unfortunately collected Bo rejoining the circuit. So that's him pretty much out of contention for race 1. Obi then stomping it around here up front, 5.5 seconds from Pilgrim. Pilgrim's got clear track behind him now as well. Don, what's happened to Tyre Slayer and Pav? They've had a coming together, I think. Rear end damage on Tyre Slayer's car. No damage on Pav's car, but there's a little bit of paint missing on that front corner. Positions all changed then. Don into 3rd position, Tyre Slayer 4th now, Skippy 5th, Pav 6th, Mockin Weeks in 7th, and Bo in 8th. And easy for Obi at the minute then. 5 minutes in, 5.6 seconds lead. There's only really this battle going on here. Weeks just getting his way past Skippy. Everybody else having a race of their own at the minute. There is these two which are reasonably close, Tyre Slayer and Don, but Tyre Slayer's trying to drive that thing off a cliff by the looks of it. Losing time to Don in front. Losing time, Mocking Weeks then trying to close back up on Pav, 5.7 seconds behind him. And again, it's just not the circuit to be making overtakes really. That's very difficult, especially around those hairpins. Still trying here though, Pilgrim, still keeping that gap at 5.6. What is going on? If anyone's watching, just let me know that the stream's coming through, okay? I might be having bandwidth issues. I've got the stream open live on YouTube, but it's stopping for some reason. Don then. Getting a lucky break, squeezing through the chaos into third position, long way back from Pilgrim in second. Very unlikely he's going to close that gap up without Pilgrim sticking it in the wall. Tyre Slayer's not too far behind him, just at 1.3 seconds back. He needs some better results to get that EasyJet freebie, mate. Pat 46 in fifth, 4.2 down at the minute. He has got Mocking Weeks. He is making a little bit of time up on him. Whether it's going to be enough before the end of the race, I don't know. He is currently 4.4 seconds behind him. Really pressing though in this Porsche after that mistake. 4.3 behind Pav. Bo's managed to make up a position as well. Skippy's got it wrong somewhere. He's now behind Bo, 3.2 seconds back. Maybe lit the rears up on that Porsche as well. These things do have DRS. You can see that rear spoiler opening and closing on Obi's car. Whether anyone remembers to actually press the button here tonight while they're going around corners, I don't know. Obi's made a little bit of a mistake somewhere. Pilgrim's got that gap down to 3.7 seconds. Let's have a look. Can we see him? Oh, just going around that corner there. It's going to be hard pressed to catch him though. Gap's been pretty much the same between these two, apart from those little mistakes, obviously. Falls a little bit further back. Tyre Slayer keeps himself in touch. There's Pav not too far off the back of him either again. Mocking Weeks keeping that gap at 4.5. We'll want that to come down pretty quickly. Once he gets onto the back of Pav, he'll have a bit of a go at Tyre Slayer as well, I'd have thought. Tyre Slayer sliding his rotiform liveried Porsche into some of these corners. Castrol Edge livery as well, doing the same thing, just clattered into the wall though, so it's he's down a little bit in terms of pace. Obi keeping this gap 3.6 then, that little mistake. Pilgrim slides that Porsche into that corner. He's made up a couple of tenths through there as well. Really to report home about in terms of tyre wear. Very, very similar between the two. Pilgrim seems to be getting on better with it at the minute. He's got that gap down. It was just at 3 seconds. Oh, I say that. He's going to lose time there. Masses of it as well. Half a second plus already. Again, little mistakes like that just costing loads and loads of time here at Eiger. Been closed back up by Tyre Slayer. Pav has closed the gap up on him as well, just 1.2 back, a couple of tenths behind him, and a couple of tenths closer. I mean, he'll gain that slipstream. Mocking Weeks pulls another second on those lot. Just get up to Pav. I just saw him closing up on Tyre Slayer there. Not close enough to go for a move just yet, I don't think. Don't know where the best place would be. Probably out this corner at the top here, down past the start-finish line. Try and drag race somebody down towards that first hairpin. I don't know. Again, very tricky circuit to try and overtake here. This is the one you've got to be tucked under the rear wing of your opponent and just try and smash it down here into these hairpins, but you've got to get it absolutely perfectly. So Dom, Tyre Slayer and Pav all within about a second of each other. And it's not going to be long before Mocking Weeks has closed back up on these guys. There he is. Just 3 seconds down now. Closest battle on track. What's this happening here? This is Bo being closed up by Skippy. Oh, we're going to see Skippy have a go here. Bo lighting the rears up, unfortunately. So we'll stick with Pav as he chases down Tyre Slayer. A pair of them chasing down Don, and again we have just got Mocking Weeks tucked away in the background. Pav closing up on Tyre Slayer through there. Do you go for a late dive into that corner? I don't know. A little bit of a jump just running down this hill. Again, everyone just got to get these braking points right into the hairpins. Don't want to be stamping the throttle any way too hard. Cena can light the rears up on these Porsches and have them round in a second. Don's into the wall, Tyre Slayer sideways. Pav's closing up on the pair of them. Tyre Slayer up the inside of Don around this corner. Don's out to go wide, that might help Pav out if he can get his nose up the inside. No, he can't quite. Can he carry the speed? This bumper to bumper for these three. Mocking Weeks just tucked around that corner, 2.1 seconds back. Nowhere for anyone to go through this particular part of, well, anywhere on this circuit really. It looks very difficult. Down under a bit of pressure from Pav, having a look around the outside. Oh, he's onto the marbles. He needs to keep his wing up the inside into this next hairpin, and has done that. Gets his way past Don then. And there is Mocking Weeks. Tucked onto the back of Don now. Four-way battle then for third position. Tyre Slayer just pulling his way up front a little bit, just 1.2 seconds away from Pav. There is Mocking Weeks all over the back of P1 Don then, in 6th at the minute, but looking for more positions. We are running out of time. There are only 15-minute races here, and we are at 14 minutes and 22 seconds. I hope he's managed to squeeze another lap in. Pilgrim as well. There is Bo. Tyre Slayer, another lap. These boys have got another run round. Slayer then pulled that 1.6 seconds gap out of off of Pav. Might just be enough to secure that third place. Pilgrim's dipping it into the wall. Here we go then, final lap flashing up for Obi. He's just got this final corner to contend with. There he goes, comfortably around there, takes the win then in race one. Pilgrim's going to come through for second position. Slayer should take third. What's happened to Mocking Weeks? He's fallen off the back of Don somewhere. So Tyre Slayer takes that third. Pav comes home in fourth. Don takes fifth. Mocking Weeks, a long way down after all of that, takes sixth. We've got Skippy in seventh and Bo in eighth. So, difficult to overtake. Yeah, what's happening with this stream? I've turned all my Wi-Fi off. It's just working at the minute. All right, all right. We'll see. So there's results from race one then. Obi on that top spot. Pilgrim second. Tyre Slayer third. Pav fourth. Don in fifth. Mocking Week sixth. Skippy seventh. And Bo in eighth. Again, difficult track here. Thin, windy. Where do you go for the overtakes there? Where do you do that? I don't know. Again, a late lunge into this top corner, or do you try and tuck one up the inside at that very bottom corner, or go for absolute chaos and mayhem through the hairpins? You know, we've seen a couple of overtakes, but they've not been super clean. You know, there's been a little bumping and a barging. But I suppose in these kind of conditions, you've just got to get it done when you can, maybe. Okay, we've lost the driver. Bo has left the room. Hopefully he's coming back. No slow Seamus this week. He's not decided to grace us with his presence. Still no Bo. Come on, Bo. Let's see how they go down in race two. So it's going to be reverse grid from race one positions. Hopefully it makes it a little bit more action as some of the faster drivers try and fight their way through. That race seemed to break up quite early. Did come back together with those four drivers all battling it out for third. But then again, that broke up after a little bit as well. A couple more minutes till race two starts. That's going to kick off at 21:31. Yeah, what a setting. Lovely views here at Eiger. Damn you, stream. Okay. I've turned it off. Hopefully there's nothing wrong with the actual stream itself. Hopefully that's coming through fine and dandy, all clear. But yeah, when I've got YouTube open on the PC, it's buffering. I don't know. See if it does any better. Restart the browser and see if that makes it any better. Pad 46 evening. It should be saying that when we first meet in the room, shouldn't you? Or after the first race. doesn't look like we're getting Bo back for race 2 then. Again, some drivers just struggling with this circuit. It is a difficult one. It's not one that we use. You know, I don't think I've ever commentated on it in terms of racing. I've seen it. It's been in the old games, but yeah. In terms of racing, it's a good track. Difficult in these bigger cars, though. Might be worth thinking about this track for the minis or something smaller, something chaotic like that. That's a shame we've lost Bo. And yeah, no sign of slow shamers for the Porsches this week, Pav. I think he quite liked it last week, did he? So that should be race 2 kicking off any second. It did come up in the chat that it was going to start at 21:31. I'm not in control of it, so don't blame me. No to blame. The Pilgs. Here we go then. Putting the shouts out. Have a good race. Let's have a clean race. That's always a good indication that we're about to kick off with the next race of the evening. So just 7 drivers on for race 2 then. Do they all get a good start this time? For some reason we've got these, a little bit of a jump happens when these Porsches get off the line. The lights go on then, we wait for these to drop. Oh, Skippy, great big false start. Bouncy, bouncy, all the Porsches then kicking off. Skippy just trying to stay out of the way as he gathers speed. He's going to lose a couple of positions here, but he's got a little nudge out wide as well, but from the front, he's got it all wrong. So Mocking Wheats has managed to push his way up front then. Pavs followed him through into second, Obi into third, Skippy 4th, Pilgrim 5th, Tyre Slayer 6th and Don in 7th. Oh, Skippy's into the wall through there. Again, I think he's just trying to keep out of the way. He's holding a bit of front end damage as well. That's going to be slowing him down a little bit. He's got Don behind him looking for a way past. So Mocking Weeks and Pav have pulled a little bit of a gap from Obi-Wan. 1.6 seconds back to the 3rd place man. Pilgrim's right behind him in 4th. Tyre Slayer 5th. Skippy 6th. There is Don chasing him down in 7th. Again, where are you going to go for the overtake, Don? Well, you're carrying a little bit more speed than Skippy. But where do you go for that move on this particular circuit? Board with race leader then Mockin, being harassed by Pav 46. John Player Special. For your day, mate. Top 2 then keeping it neck and neck. Ooh, Mockin, get that thing straight. He loses all the time. Pav is able to just keep the power down, forces his way through into 1st. This sweeping right-hander back up the hill. Again, the gap to Obi-Wan opened up. Is Obi on the medium tyres? Let's just have a flick through. Pav's on the softs, Mocking on the softs. Yeah, mediums on for Obi. Mediums on for Pilgrim. Tyre Slayer on mediums as well for this race. Mediums on for Skippy. That could be causing half these problems. And Don falling right back 2 seconds behind Skippy again, also on those mediums. So just the top two on the softs then, holding on to those mediums for the final race. Pavli's mocking all over him, looking for a way past. So everybody else is going to fall behind those top two. Everybody else on track on the mediums, top two on those racing, sorry, not racing softs, sport softs. And Pilgrim keeping it pretty close together. Tyre Slayer, Skippy and Don, quite big gaps between those three. Nearly 4 seconds between all three of them. Oof, Don just drags his car into the wall around that corner. That's going to slow him down a little bit. Here's where it's at though. Mocking Weeks versus Pav. Bit of a jump as they run down this start-finish straight. Again, just try not to light the tyres up coming out of some of these corners. We've seen them in round a few times coming out of these hairpins. He's keeping it good through there this time, but he loses a couple of tenths to Pav. Pav's just been able to pull away a little bit. Not out of the slipstream range yet though. He's having to give that corner a couple of attempts at steering and throttle. Keeps himself well in touch with Pav 46 here though. Nice and tidy through there. Closes up behind Pav. Is he going to make a move anywhere? Again, I just don't know where you do it. Everybody taking that little shortcut down there. Here's the jump. Yoink. Absolutely bumper to bumper, but again, there's absolutely no way you can go through there. Nice and tight, those two. Top two then 6.5 seconds ahead of Obi. Obi in third, being chased by Pilgrim if he can keep that Porsche in a straight line. Loses a little bit of time to Obi, 1.7, 1.8 seconds behind him at the minute. Tyre Slayer fifth. He's got 1.6 between himself and Skippy. We'll have a little bit more now. Skippy's just dragging that Porsche around the wall. And Don also 2.2, 2.3 seconds down in his Porsche. I think the rest of the field's just getting caught out a little bit by these medium tyres. These two have got those to play with in the final race, so it could be these two that are going deep and wide into some of these corners. They will start at the front of the grid again if they finish in these positions. Lights them up. Oh, Mocking Weeks nearly gets that thing sideways as well, coming out of that corner. And again, 0.7 of a second between them, both on those sport soft tyres. Weeks closing back up again. Still nowhere to go for him. It is just waiting for those tiny little mistakes to catch the drivers out. Just give that little look up the inside into one of these corners. Nobody putting a foot wrong at the minute though. Weeks currently with fastest lap in this particular race, 1:05.7. Obi in third, still keeping him far enough ahead of Pilgrim out of danger at the minute. Tyre Slayer, Skippy and Don still as they were. Very similar gaps. It's all about these two though. Absolutely neck and neck. There's that little jump. Into these tricky hairpins. Again, nobody lighting the rears up. No mistakes through those first couple. Gap develops there then. Pav just breaking the toe for a second coming into this bottom corner. Mocking finding about 3/10 through there though. He needs to do that on every other attempt around that corner. And that is the place to go for the move. Nobody else really having a battle on track. Opening up at the rear here. Dom's closing up a little bit on Skippy, but nothing to report on as yet. Let's keep an eye on these two. Pav 46 then leading the way at 9-minute mark. He's had mocking weeks filling his mirror since he managed to get the move on him. Again, just a tiny mistake by Mocking. Pav to get through. It's been about a second or less between these two ever since. A little tiny bit of tyre wear showing on both of these drivers up front, but not enough to write home about, not enough to slow them down or cause them any issues just yet. Coming into the 10-minute mark of this second race. There they go, bumper to bumper again, pretty much down here. 0.5 of a second in it still. And don't forget to vote for driver of the day, people. Doesn't have to be the driver that takes the most wins. It could be the lariest or whatever you feel like. But yeah, don't forget to vote for the driver of the day. There are prizes at the end of the season for the drivers. It's this corner here that Mocking seems to be getting wrong all the time. Just seems to be carrying a little bit too much speed out of that final hairpin. He's having to make a little bit more of a tweak coming onto that straight, and it's just slowing him down a little bit versus Pav coming into that corner at the bottom of the hill. Regains it though, coming out of that corner, back up the hill. Just 0.4 of a second in it between them again. Both drivers risking it across there, over the jump. Has a little tweak up the inside, just show Pav his nose. Pav's gone a little deep through that second hairpin. Mocking almost had the space to get his nose up the inside. Oh, Mocking's got it sideways into that first of the second hairpins, but again just manages to gather it up. Corner here. This is where Mocking seems to make up a lot of time on Pav. Let's go and see what else is happening then. Obi then third place, 14 seconds behind. Pilgrim another 7.7 seconds behind. Tyre Slayer 3 seconds behind him. Skippy's another 2 seconds back, and Don is another 3.1 seconds back. Oh, he just clatters into the wall through there. He's carrying a little bit too much speed down towards that hairpin to take avoiding action so as not to take out Pav, but has managed to keep it in the fight with it. Two and a half minutes left on the race timer then. Still at it, these two. Wrong way. Still 0.5 of a second. Really good race between these two. Pav's had the pressure piled on him ever since he's got up front. Eiger Weeks hasn't given him an inch. Again, trying to run down on Pav into this hairpin at the bottom. Keeping it tight through the apex though, Pav. The exit of this corner, Mockin seems to carry a little bit too much speed out of. Has to just take that little bit of avoiding action so as not to clatter into that right hand curb in. Loses a tenth or two to Pav. Again, gains it back into this corner at the bottom of the hill. But then nowhere to go for him as we run back up the hill. Real close between these two. Now Mockin Weeks might have a real chance here if he can get a good run on Pav down towards this hairpin. I don't think he's close enough again. Again, just Pav keeping that Porsche right where it needs to be. Filling all those holes that Mockin Weeks is looking at. This one's going, he might just have to settle for second here, Mockin. Oh, and there he is. There's that mistake he keeps making. And it has cost him this time. He's dinked it into the wall. Gap stretches to 0.8 of a second. Gets it down a little bit on the exit to 0.4, but we are into the final lap now, so it will be now or never for these two. Pushing really hard here, Mockin all over the back of Pav. He's got one more corner to try and make this work. Again, Pav's just going to keep his car in exactly the right position. Mockin Weeks trying to take that tighter line, but it is going to be Pav that takes win 2 here today. It's a great bit of racing between those two. Mockin Weeks taking that second position. Obi will take third. Even if he crashes, he should be able to spin that thing around and put it pointing in the right direction and get across the line before Pilgrim turns up. There he is, taking that third, then backwards for him. Pilgrim taking fourth. These boys not actually too far behind him in the end. Tyre Slayer in 5th, Skippy in 6th, Dom in 7th. So wherever they've just finished in that race is where they start in the next race. Pav 46 on the top spot, so he leads us out for race 3. Again, don't forget to vote for driver of the day, people. Damn you, stream. Run properly, damn it. Why are you playing up YouTube? Eh? I've only got 2 things open on my computer. One's the streaming software, one's YouTube. And YouTube keeps stopping. I'm hoping the stream's coming through okay. It looks alright when it's running. I'm just hoping you're not seeing the glitches that I'm seeing. So about 5 minutes till we hit race 3. Again, it's going to be grid positions from final positions of race 2. So wherever you finished in race 2 is where you start in race 3. And it will be Pav and Mockin both on those medium tyres. Everybody else are out on the softs. Now, can they defend enough on those mediums to hold off a whole field, 5 other drivers on soft tyres? Oof, I don't know. Obi's really quick on the softs. Pilgrim's pretty quick on the softs. Don't get me wrong, Mockin Weeks and Pav are pretty quick on the mediums, but are those softs quick enough to fire yourself past? There's nowhere, as you've seen, pretty much nowhere to actually go for an overtake. Is it going to get a bit forceful with those soft tyre drivers trying to shove their way past? Yeah, sports mediums, not racing mediums. Whoever's decided to put racing mediums on. Cheaters. Yeah, Mockin Week's just saying exactly the same thing I've said. How long can we hold off these for soft tyres? How long? How long can we hold off the soft tyres for? Well, what do you think, people? What do we think? If they can get a good start, again, medium tyres versus soft tyres, down towards that first hairpin. Unless Pav and Mockin Weeks literally get it side by side through those hairpins, I think you're going to have 1, maybe 2 drivers go for the move down the inside. They'll get a better start off the line. They'll obviously be able to brake a little bit later than the guys on the mediums, but the guys on the mediums will be up front, so they're controlling the pace, they're controlling the positions in that respect. If they decide they're going to go side by side and hold hands for 15 minutes, then, well, the guys on the soft tyres are pretty much screwed. Now, I know Pav and Mockin Weeks know each other, but I just don't think they know each other that well. It's going to be an interesting third race. Looking like we're going to be stuck with 7 drivers for this final race as well. Alright, let's see what else is going on. Have I got... See, that's working alright. Just turn you off instead. That's strange, working fine on the phone, no problem. But via the PC it keeps buffering and stopping, so screw you, Microsoft. So that should be pretty much it. Race 3 should be just about to get underway. Oh, Mockin Weeks is sorry already. Have him and Pav got a pact? just going to drive side by side down the start-finish straight into turn 1. Fending off all of those fast tyre drivers for the whole race. Well, we'll see. Let's have a little look-see. So, back with 7 drivers then. Pav on pole position, Mock in 2nd, Obi 3rd, Pilgrim 4th, Tyre Slayer 5th, Skippy 7th and Don in 8th. Here we go then, the lights go on. We are away for race 3. What do these soft tyre drivers do? Are they able to get their way past or any kind of moves down into turn 1? Great move by Obi. He's managed to fire a wing up the inside of Mocking Weeks. Keep him pushed out wide. Has managed to get past. Pav 46 holds that lead though. Obi-Wan in 2nd, Mock in 3rd. Pilgrim now driving around the outside of him, doing an exact same manoeuvre. Oh, Mocking Weeks is clattered into the wall though. He's taken that corner. Exactly the same. So that corner that I was mentioning, he just clipped in that previous race. He's just done the same thing on the sports mediums, just wasn't able to carry the speed through. There might have been contact between himself and another driver, but the mistake kicking in. Obi already passed Pav then into top spot. Pav struggling on the mediums, trying to fend off these softer tyre drivers. Pilgrim all over the back of him. Looking to go a little bit tighter through there was Pilgrim. Lighting the rears up, trying to get past Pav at the minute. Tyre Slayer in 4th, Don in 5th, Skippy 6th, Mocking Weeks a long way down, 5.8 seconds in 7th on those medium tyres. Everybody else except Pav on the softs. Going to be a real struggle for Mocking Weeks then to get anything back from this race. Obi-Wan starting to stretch that lead out. Pilgrim will be desperately trying to get past Pav here. Pav going a little bit deep. Pilgrim up the inside through this bottom corner. A little bit of bumping and a barging between them. But nothing to write home about, and Pilgrim should carry the speed up these next couple of corners. Should be able to outbrake, out corner Pav 46 through there. Does get himself into 2nd. Pav keeps himself in 3rd though. Tyre Slayer slots himself into the slipstream in 4th. Goes deep into that corner. Catches the wall as well. That slowed him down. Don's closed back up on him, as has Skippy. Mocking Weeks 6 seconds down on those softs. Mediums. Look at this up front. Obi 3.3 seconds. Pilgrim's got his work cut out as well now. Pav 46 still in 3rd. 2.5 minutes in. Fending off these softer tyre drivers. Better than I expected actually. Tyre Slayer, Don and Skippy all pretty close together. Closing up on Pav 46 here. Pav just falling back a little bit from Pilgrim. He's still in that 3rd position. There is that next glut of drivers trying to get past him. Tyre Slayer, Don and Skippy. Oh, I've just missed that move by Don actually. He's just got himself past Skips. Again, comfortably through there. Keeps those drivers behind on that faster tyre. Far enough behind that they won't make any moves into turn 1. He's got all these tight hairpins to try and just stick his car in that correct position. We'll lose a bit of time to those drivers behind coming through these corners. They can obviously brake later, turn tighter, accelerate earlier. Might get a little run on him down here actually, Tyre Slayer, down into this bottom corner. Not quite. Pav just fended him off. closes the door on him on the exit as well. Tyre Slayer with it all to do again. Then Don in 5th, Skippy 6th, Mockin 6.5 seconds down, 6.7 seconds down in 7th. Again, had that thing backwards early on. Obi making it look easy again, 4.9 seconds ahead of Pilgrim. And again, everybody out on that soft tyre except Pav and Mockin opted to save it for this final race, but it's cost Mockin weeks already. It's cost him Pav slowly but surely. Tyre Slayer's got past him, Don's got past him, Skippy's right behind him. Unfortunately, Mockin Weeks just falling a little bit further back. Might end up getting into a bit of a tumble with Pav 46. Unless Pav 46 can keep the pace up. This 6 seconds the gap Obi-Wan stretched that lead out to. Pilgrim's got nothing in the tank, I don't think, for him. Tyre Slayer another 3 seconds back, pretty close with Don actually, just 0.8 of a second behind him. Skippy lights the rears up coming out of that corner, keeps Pav 46 safe. Mockin brings that time down by a couple of tenths on Skippy. It's going to be difficult to try and make up any positions here for Mockin. It's a shame. But that is the luck of the draw when it comes to racing, unfortunately. Again, I don't think there was any contact. It looked like it was just getting a bit wide. Maybe 2 or 3 drivers all coming through that same point. Mockin not able to get the grip on those mediums. And he wasn't quite able to get around that turn. Stomping it around up front here, 6.5 seconds over Pilgrim. Gains a little bit more time on that previous lap. Tyre Slayer in 3rd, he loses Don a little bit, that was less than a second between those two. Stretched up to almost 2 seconds. Pav 46, another 2.1 seconds behind him in 5th. Oof, nearly gets that thing backwards through there. Skippy almost had that position gifted to him. Holding on to 5th at the minute, Skippy 6th. Mockin Weeks has brought that time down a little bit, it's 5.8 seconds. Now it might be the fact that Skippy is kind of stuck behind Pav 46. Mockin's able to just close that gap up on them a little bit. See. Dominating tonight then in the Porsche Obi. Won one, 3rd in another, and could be a win in race 3 here as well. Did you win the first one? Really close, to be honest. Mockin Weeks starting to pull big chunks of time on Skippy. I think Skippy's just made a little mistake though. He's fallen a bit further back off Pav 46, but gap closed between himself and Mockin. 4 seconds, less than. The Australian before you know it. Look at this then, Obi just finding more and more time, 6.2 seconds over Pilgrim. Tyre Slayer another 4.9 back. Big gap developed between him and Dom then, 3.2 seconds. There There is Pav 46, just 3.3 seconds back himself. There is a Skippy, and there is a Mockin. 3.4 seconds back, so he's really pressing on these mediums. Whether it's enough to get a position before the end of the race. We're at 9.5 minutes into race 3, 15-minute races here. And again, just making it look easy up front at the minute. Obi holding on to that 6.2 seconds lead. Pilgrim trying, but it's just not to be, I don't think. Gaps opening up all over the place. Except this one. Mocking Weeks and Skippy, gap down to 3.3 seconds. Back up on Pav a little bit. Skippy struggles around these hairpins a little bit. Yeah, keeps it reasonably consistent through there. Weeks not making up any time on him through that particular section. Obi making up another couple of tenths up front though. Oof, drifting out of that top corner. 6.3 seconds over Pilgrim. Again, also pressing, but just don't think he's got anything left in the tank to try and get Obi. Obi's been having this car sideways and all sorts of stuff into some of these corners. He's got a little bit of extra grip. He's just making it work in his favour at the minute. Yeah, nothing Pilgrim can do. Nothing anybody else can do either, really. Again, gap's just getting bigger and bigger in this midfield pack. Skippy closing back up again on Pav. Nearly at the 12-minute mark, so starting to run out of corners and laps, etc. for Skippy to have a go back at Pav. Mocking Weeks just keeping himself in that 3.5 second range behind Skippy. Again, that might just be a little bit too much, too late for Mockin. Lose a little bit of time then. Up front does Obi. Gap just dips below 6 second mark. 5.8 Pilgrim found a little bit of something somewhere. This is just a tiny mistake from Obi. Only a couple of laps left here then. Could be finishing as we see it now. Less than a second behind Pav. Onto the marbles for both drivers. Different tyre compounds on as well. Pav on the mediums, Skippy on the softs. DRS wide open coming up the hill. Oh, drifting it into there for Skippy. Losing a bit of time in that chase to Pav up front. Just trying to gather it up before smashing into the concrete blocks as well through there. And again has to have another go around another lap here at Eiger Nordwand. Closing up all over the back of Skippy though, all over the back of Pav 46. Had a little look up that hairpin. So 1 minute left on the race timer. Let's have a look where we all are. Obi Obi-Wan 7 seconds out front then. That top corner. Likes a little driftathon out of that one. Crosses the line then. This should be his final lap. Pilgrim around that top corner. Back down the hill then. He starts his final lap. Tyre Slayer is going to come in 3rd position. He will get another lap though. Don gets across the line as well. Path 46. Broken a great big gap between himself and Skippy. Skippy in 6th. He crosses the line for his final. And here comes Mocking Weeks. Still 4.8 down, unfortunately. So 15 minutes ticks over now then. Final lap flashes up on screen. Obi's just got to get up this top corner. And he takes the win in race 3 here tonight. There it is, stomps it down the hill and across the line, taking the win then. 7.6 seconds by the time he crosses the line. Ooh, Pilgrim lights the tyres up on the way into that one, actually loses a bit of time, 8.4 seconds down in the end, comes home in 2nd. Tyre Slayer will take 3rd. Don will take 4th position. Pav has held on to that 5th position over Skippy. Skippy's pressed him pretty much all race, but he does take that 5th Pav. Skippy takes 6th, and Mocking Weeks, after getting it all wrong, lap 1 comes home in 7th. Yeah, on the medium tyres, once that bunch of drivers got past you, it was going to be very, very difficult for you to do anything in terms of closing up any gaps. And there it is, Obi-Wan taking win 3 here tonight. Great result for him. And again, don't forget to vote for driver of the day. It's entirely up to you what your criteria is you pick them on. Could be your mate, I don't know. Could be the livery, whatever you want. But driver of the day, people, don't forget to vote in the chat, in the YouTube chat. There it is. Round 3 of the Porsche 911's done and dusted. So I am back on Sunday night at 9 o'clock again for the next round of the P1 WRX versus Evo League. That's been a pretty good one so far. So what are we? Round 3 of that? Round 3? Round 2? Round 4? Where are we? We are, it's going to be round 3 of the WRX versus Evos on Sunday night. I'm not quite sure what the setup is, what the track is. You'll know as I know. But that's going to be Sunday night, 9 o'clock. And other than that, same time, same place next week, 9 o'clock Thursday night for the next round of the Porsches. No problem, gentlemen. Just a few thanks in the chat. No problem at all. But yeah, I hope you've liked what you watched. I kicked out the lobby already. If you have, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. But most of all, what I want you to do is tell your mates and tell your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of it.